Alright, taking a look at this pack here in our second Iconic Masters draft. We got some pretty sweet cards. Anger of the Gods is a really good card in this format, I would think, because there are a lot of creatures with 3 toughness that you want to kill pretty bad. Doomblade's also always a really great card to take first. Seeker of the Way is another really powerful card. This card is really dumb, actually. Those are the 3 best cards in the pack by quite a bit. And it's kind of a toss-up to me, actually, which one I would take normally, like if I was like trying to win a GP or something like that. But I think in this situation, you know, online, just drafting, kind of kicking around, seeing what's going on, I think I want to take the Anger of the Gods. It's not the kind of card that I would typically be playing with, but it's a really powerful card. Like if, for example, you're going to only open so many packs of this, so basically you're not going to get to play with Anger of the Gods but once or twice, right? I'm going to get a lot of chances to take Doomblade as long as I play a lot of these. And the same's true for the Seeker of the Way. Alright, so we got a second way to sweep the board there with our Oblivion Stone. Alternatively, we could take Heat Ray, which is a pretty good card, or we could take Pillar of Flame or Hoarding Dragon. I think Heat Ray and Pillar of Flame are both better than Hoarding Dragon, probably. But I think we're going to take the Oblivion Stone, and we're going to have 2 ways to sweep the board. Board sweeping effects are usually really powerful, but often you only have one of them in your deck, so you're kind of building around a card you only have a single copy of. But now we will have 2 ways to sweep the board with our Oblivion Stone as the second one. I think that's a pretty exciting card to get to take second here. Who knows, maybe we'll end up with a Hoarding Dragon. We can search it up. Alright. So I think I like taking the Mnemonic Wall here, actually. Or Condescend. We could take Condescend and hope that we're going to be able to get into the blue Defendy deck. Green or blue would be a good thing to pair with this Anger of the Gods and Oblivion Stone, I think. Green for mana or blue for effects like Mnemonic Wall. I think we're going to take the Condescend here and try to play blue with our red. Okay. So I'm not terribly excited about the prospect of these particular cards. I like the Thrillkill Assassin quite a bit. The Angel of Mercy's okay, Stalwart Haven's okay, the Marauder's okay. I like Hunt the Weak. Splatter Thug's playable. Maybe we'll take Splatter Thug. Not too excited about taking Splatter Thug, but we could take him. Or we could just take this Thrillkill Assassin. I like these guys a lot. Nothing that's in here really dodges our removal here. Let's just take a Thrillkill Assassin. I can't resist taking it. I just love it too much. There's another Thrillkill Assassin. See, I have a problem where I want to just draft Thrillkill Assassin every single pack, no matter what, and then I do. So we did 3-0 with that last draft deck, though, which had 5 Thrillkill Assassins in it. This card is just kind of spectacular. So we may end up in a situation here where we're going to play... Oh, there's an Electrolyze. That's pretty sweet. That's more on par with what we were looking for here. Oh, Jesse and Thief's actually awesome with the Anger of the Gods. Oh man, it becomes a little bit too big. Just gets out of range of it. Pretty cool. I think we're going to take the Electrolyze here. Alternatively, we could just take the Thief. I think we'll want to take the Electrolyze though. One of the arguments for taking the Thief is that maybe we just don't play the red, but the Thief, one of the reasons we want to take the Thief is because we have Anger of the Gods. So I think I like taking the Electrolyze. Maybe we won't end up playing a ton of Thrillkill Assassins like I do all the time. Or maybe we'll get enough of a bounce land fixing that we'll be able to play all 3 colors. That's a possibility as well. Here's another Condescend. Really hard to pass up second Condescend. This card's just a very good card. Yeah, that's what we're going to take. The Furnace Whelp there is good too. But Condescend's pretty nice. Being able to counter something, it usually is going to cost 2 mana. Sometimes it'll cost 3 mana. And you get to Scry 2. The Scry 2 is pretty powerful. And in the very late game when both players have a ton of mana, unlike Mana Leak, which is a very good card too, this card's not dead. You can actually still counter something with it. And you can also always just cast it for 1 single blue to counter a target spell. Not at all, just unless they pay 0, and then just Scry 2. So you can just pay a blue as long as there's a spell on the stack to Scry 2. Which, you know, is not terribly exciting in general, but in a pinch, if that's what you need, then you can do it. Alright, here's a Pillar of Flame. I think I like that. The Elusive Spell Fist is okay here as well. I think we're going to take the Pillar of Flame, though. So for now, we're going to move these Thrill-Kill Assassins into the sideboard, as much as it pains me to do so. So I'd like to put these in here as 2 drops, because that's what I feel like they really are. And so far it's worth noting that we have 0 creatures, so we probably need to draft a couple of those. Mnemonic Wall would be a really welcome addition here. And just any of the guys that really love spells. Alright, so the Thought Scour is okay. The Fury Charm, I guess this card's actually okay here, just because of the Destroy Target Artifact, though I don't know if we really want it. I think I'm going to take the Monument, even though I'm probably not going to play it. But maybe I'll be able to greed my way into playing 3 colors. Gotta love the double Condescend. Shame we'll never see what all the fuss was about. I.e. they're countering it. Alright, Windfall is pretty fun. Everybody discards their hand, and they draw cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. That's kind of fun. I think we actually might want the Aerialist in this deck, since we've got a lot of ways to blow up the early game, and then we'll eventually be able to cast something like a 4/5. Mnemonic Wall, we're probably going to have to take over Phantom Monster here, I think. I think we're just going to want it a lot more. We've got all these different cards to bring back. Yeah, we're just going to do that. I like Phantom Monster quite a bit, but I think the Mnemonic Wall is going to be really, really good in this deck. We've got so many instances in Sorcery already. The Splatter Thug came back, and we can take it anyways, and I think we are probably going to take it here. We could take Jace's Phantasm, but I think I'd rather have the Splatter Thug. I think he's better on defense than... I think he's a decent card on defense, rather. And if we want to, we can play him as a 3/3 First Striker. He's pretty powerful aggressively. He's okay on defense, though, as a 2/2 First Striker for 3. He does go down to Anger, but I mean, we're going to have to play some cards that get killed by Anger. We're not going to be able to have our whole deck get around it. So we could take a Diminish here, just so we've got one. We're definitely not playing Hammer Hands. I don't know if we're going to want to play Burly Wielder, but we'll grab one Diminish. Worst case scenario, we'll just cut the art out of it and, you know, make it our background or something. We're not going to play the Battle Rattle Shaman, I don't think. We might board in the Fury Charm. And Halberder? Yeah, sure, we might actually play that in the main. I mean, we can suspend it at the beginning and kill a bunch of their stuff and then have it come in. It's pretty easy to deal with, so it's not the greatest card, but it's fine. Okay, Rampaging Balos. 6/6, and you get 4/4 whenever you drop a land. Pretty nasty. We got a Boiler Works there. That might be our pick. It'd be sweet to get the Draconic Roar there, but I think we might need the Boiler Works actually, in order to make sure that we're getting to play as many cards as we can. Yeah, I think we're just going to take the Boiler Works actually here. It's sad because we're not going to get another card out of this pack probably. We could take the Draconic Roar, but I think we should take the Boiler Works. Yeah, let's take the Boiler Works. Alright, looking over this one. This guy's pretty scary. This chick, I guess, actually. I like the egg, okay. Not super great, but it's fine. The Aerialist, we've already got one of those, and it's pretty expensive. We don't want to get a ton of those, so maybe we'll take the egg here. We could also take the Drake if we're thinking about splashing. Just take the egg. So there, we got 5 creatures. We're well on our way. There's a Jhin. Oh man, someone's going to get 2 of these Auriok Champions. That's just dumb. Alright, we got a Jhin, but the Jhin, you know, we already got an Aerialist. It's not as good as the Jhin actually, but it's actually pretty similar. So, you know, it may not be what we need. The Mannequin might be nice, even though he does die to the Anchor. Kiln Fiend actually is probably a good card for us to grab here. Our deck's pretty spell heavy. I think he's probably a good grab for us. Could also take the Breath, but I think the Kiln Fiend is the grab here. Ooh, Gutter Snipe. That's a pretty good card for us, and another Mnemonic Wall. I think Gutter Snipe's got to be the pick here. We could take the Ambusher. It's just a really good card. Just generally a very strong card. It's a card that doesn't get around the Anger, but it'll die and draw us 3 cards. It's pretty dang great. But I think we want the Gutter Snipe here. If they can't deal with it, it's just going to be a license to just win the game. We're just going to run right with the game if we get to Cassis and they can't kill it. So, and it comes down so early on turn 3. All right, so we can take the Jessian Thief. I'm pretty happy about that. We've got a Servant. We don't really have any dragons, so it's not really a consideration. Doorkeeper is not totally unplayable, but it's not great either. Frostlynx is fine. Claustrophobia. I think I want the Claustrophobia. Loading up on 3s. A lot of 3-drops in this format, actually. I find my deck's full of 3s, which, you know, probably is not a great thing. It's why I want to play these Throw Kill Assassins, because they're 2-drops. And they're better than most of the 3-drops in the format, I feel like. Or maybe they're not better, but, like, for example, like, look at Jessian Thief. Jessian Thief's probably a better card than Throw Kill Assassin. Like, if you get to pick which one you have, you probably want a Thief. But if they're in play together, the Thief's just cheaper. It's really powerful. I mean, it's just like, if you play the Thief, or sorry, the Assassin rather, you can decide if they can attack or if you can attack. You get to pick. So if you play it on offense, then they are not going to be able to block it. They'll have to lose a creature to block it. So if you play it on defense, usually they'll have to run something into it, and they usually won't be able to get past it. I mean, it's pretty sweet. All right, we got a Claustrophobia here. That's really our only option. We got some black cards we could take, or a Doorkeeper, but I think I want to take the Claustrophobia here. Too bad the Kiln Fiend only gives you credit for instants and sorceries, not non-creature spells. Same thing with the Gutter Snipe. We're going to have to get back on track here. We've got 3, 4, 5, only 5 instants or sorceries because of those 2 Claustrophobias. Claustrophobia is a pretty dang good card, though. Just the same. There's a repeal, which is fine. We got an Evolving Wilds, which we could play, or a Moonglove Extract. Guess we'll take the repeal. I don't know if we're actually going to play it or not. Don't really want any of these cards. We'll throw the Amass the components in the board. We got another Aerialist in here, or a Bewilder. I don't think we really want the Bewilder, so we're going to take another Aerialist. Don't really like this card very much in this format, but it is just a big flyer, so it's not the worst. We could use some more defensive 2-drops. I think we need to audible a little bit to a more defensive deck than we already are, and try to see if we can find a replacement for Kiln Fiend. He looks to be pretty mediocre in this current build. Come on, guys, who's taking forever? This guy. Snoop and GG. He's only got 22 picks. Alright, we're going to take Ojutai's Breath. That sounds good to me. We could take the Dragon Loft Idol, but I don't think that's really... Yeah, it's not even close. We don't have a dragon situation, and also, even if we did, I think the Breath might just be better. The Breath is going to give us 2 activations, I think, on the Gutter Snipe. Yep. That's pretty cool. Did they reprint a red card with Rebound? Oh man, sweet, we got the Ambusher. Awesome. I know that Stagger Shock has Rebound, but I don't know if they reprinted that. That'd be pretty nasty. That'd be pretty sweet if they reprinted it. Although you never see them, because people would just take them. Rebound's a pretty powerful mechanic. There's Dragonlord's Servant. Not impossible, we'll play that in the main. Hopefully not. I'm going to try to not play the Earth Elemental in the main. Alright, so we're through 2 packs now. We could really use this last pack being kind of bonkers for us. We could use some more low drop creatures to kind of round this thing out. There's an Ancestral Vision. That's a pretty powerful card. We could use that too. There's another Condescend. Condescend is just it's just a stupid, really unfair counterspell, it feels like to me. I guess we're going to take the Vision, though. The Vision is just really, really great. Obviously, if this was not a Phantom draft, we would take the Vision as well. But I think the Vision is just a really, really good card as well. I mean, it's just like, draw a bunch of extra cards, so... Let's go ahead and grab the Ancestral Vision. We'll throw the Condescend, Heat Ray, Mnemonic Wall, and I guess the Vent Sentinel, which we would play if we got it, out to others. Trepanation Blade's also a super annoying card. There's a glimpse of the unthinkable. Kind of a dumb thing. There's a dragon egg. I think we're probably going to take that. There's a mnemonic wall, but we need some more early game. The dragon egg is fine because we can kind of block with it and get our 2/2, or we can, you know, if they aren't really into attacking, when we decide to, we can anger the gods and we'll get the 2/2 when it kills it. I think. Ooh, exile instead. Oh, that's going to stop it. That's going to make it so we don't get the thing. That's annoying. We could take a Splatter Thug instead then. Oh, I thought that was a combo, but it's actually a non-bow. It still works with this. Alright, I guess the mnemonic wall. I don't know, how many copies of mnemonic wall do you want? I think I'm going to take the dragon egg anyways. There's a hoarding dragon. A dissolve, which we probably don't need. There's a Rakdos Carnarium, which we could take. I think I want the hoarding dragon though. It's a decent win condition. And it could stick and tutor our Oblivion Stone. There's a Pillar of Flame. Another mnemonic wall. I think I like the Pillar of Flame. Could also take Tormenting Voice, but I think I like the Pillar of Flame here. Alright, so let's start taking a look at what we'd actually play from this. We probably would not play the Repeal. We would play the 2 Condescends. Probably would not play... Probably not the Servant. Probably not the Fiend either, right? Definitely playing the Gutter Snipe. Probably want to play all this stuff, actually. This whole pile of 3-drops. Hopefully we get some better stuff to fill this thing out with, actually. Oh man, I didn't even think about Suspend with that stupid Angel. 4/4 Angel. Powerful. You're probably not going to play this Halberder. Maybe not both of those Aerialists either. Graven cards. Alright. We got a Boiler Works we could take. Yeah, I think it's the Boiler Works, not really that close. I mean, the Idol is fine. And maybe it is the Idol. No, I just want to take the land. Jace's Phantasm. Kind of lame. We could take Tormenting Voice, which actually might be pretty good in our deck. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Knight of Souls Betrayal is pretty scary. There's a Prodigal Pyromancer and a Phantom Monster. I think we probably want the Phantom Monster, though we might want the Prodigal. Yeah, I think we're going to take the Phantom Monster here. We got a ton of 3s, and I think I just want the Phantom Monster. We're looking at 26 cards, so we need to cut at least 2, probably 3 from here. There's another Ojutai's Breath. That makes me want to take it. Rune Servitor's not the worst card ever. Elusive Spellfist is actually pretty good in this deck. I kind of want the Breath, though. The Breath goes so well with the Gutter Snipe. I think the Spellfist is probably what we need to take, though. Let's just take the stupid Spellfist. It's kind of sad. Oh man, our Condescend came back. We're taking that. Man, a lot of good cards came back, but yeah, the Condescend, I mean, these, just a pretty unfair card, actually. Not sure what we're gonna cut now. We gotta have save space for a few creatures amongst all these value instants. And I guess we want Furnace Whelp. I don't know. Maybe we just want Kelvin Halberdiers. Maybe we just want to go crazy and just like suspend them like savages. It seems ridiculous, but maybe that's what we want to do. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try to just go crazy with suspend a little bit. We can take a second one of these. Who knows, maybe we'll get another one before the end. And we'll figure out how to make this thing cheap. We'll maybe even play Hammer Hand in it. Got all these early game tempo cards. Maybe we can get this pile, you know, a little smaller. Take these guys out entirely. See if we can figure out a way to trim this thing down. Guess we'll take another copy of Voice. This deck looks pretty strange. We're going to have to do some work on this to make sure we can even play it this way. It looks really weird. We don't want that 4 or 5, right? I don't think so. We're definitely not going to want 2 copies of it. Yeah, it's just sticking all over the place. Just sticking everyone with the Earth Elementals. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. I definitely want to play those 3 cards. Let's look at our creatures. So here's our dudes. These guys we could count as kind of like 1-drops, even though they're not really, because we're going to try to cast them super early in the game. What would an aggressive build of this deck look like? I don't think it has Mnemonic Wall in it. It probably doesn't have Dragon Servant in it either. It might still have the eggs, maybe not, I'm not sure. So the eggs are not going to work with Anger of the Gods, because it's going to exile them instead, which is pretty annoying, but this we got 12 dudes here, and I think this might be okay. And then we'd play all the Condescends, we'd play the Ojutai's Breath, we'd play the Electrolyze, we'd play the 2 Claustrophobias, we play the Pillared Flame and the Ancestral Vision. We got these 6 cards remaining, and we only need to cut 4 of them. But they're probably the Hammer Hands, right? Because probably both Hammer Hands are gone, right? And actually, maybe it's the 2 board sweep spells. That'd be a really aggressive way to run the deck. I think we're supposed to keep those in. So this is 26 cards right here. We got to cut 2 more to make this look like a deck. Hammerhand might be awesome in here actually, but it's probably a bad plan. Tormenting Voice I think is good. I don't really want to cut any of these cards. We've got some eggs. Just go even crazier on offense. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what that looks like. This is a deck right here. This is a weird deck though. I don't know. We don't have that many threats, that many ways to win the game. We might actually need to play something stupid like an Earth Elemental. Or an Aerialist. I guess we'd play an Aerialist before an Earth Elemental. Could cut a Tormenting Voice for one of those. Cut a Tormenting Voice for an Aerialist. I think that sounds good. Do we want to cut anything else so we can play a second Aerialist? No, I don't think so. Looks good to me. Sounds easy to me. Alright, hopefully we'll be able to do some work with this. This deck's pretty weird looking. I don't know.